Yeah. Wake up with coffee and sports. Sunrise glow, listen coast to coast. A flow like you know.
Offensively, who made them? Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Sideline to sideline with plays to show. This network's got the spark.
When you put up 300 yards rushing against someone, that you got your butt whooped.
I feel like I would have liked to see Oregon Ohio State in the semis, not the quarters. So I think some reseeding is probably where I would change. But
they're out of their mind. They're going to do this 3 quarterbacks in a row.
Here's the crazy.
I just can't take it.
Birds keep flying high, fans cheering loud, and one podcast moving through the crowd. Meaty boys brawling, no holds barred bout. This wire life never in doubt. Tune into the vibe.
That's my bold prediction for the show. Devin Booker in the next 3 years, he will be a Houston Rocket.
Because I still think Seth is still at the top of his game. I do. I think he's right there. Who knows? Maybe. Not this year, but one time soon. Why wouldn't we potentially see Seth and Roman? You know what I mean?
Tune in the vibe. Party Reds, good setters. Got me on the mic now, let's spill the tea. Talking courtside dreams from history. Legends on the blacktop now and then. From Will to Steph, we hit it again. Open it chimes in, let's go deep. Young bloods rising, can't skip a beat. Puppy prospects with fire in their eyes. Draft night suckers and hoop dream high. Wire to wire, bring the heat. Podcast magic can't be beat. Do better, but roll better. Or who cares? Trendsetters.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy, Guard E3. And welcome to the And One podcast, Pistons vs. Knicks watch along. Now, obviously, as I lit my room blue and red for a little Pistons Knicks colors, we're just waiting for the game to start. Co-host will be in here, shortly. He's the greatest co-host of all time, so he's brought out of the playoffs, so people still talk about him and now JJ for the next week, Yeah, I'm really hoping that we keep the conversation on playoff basketball. But it's inevitable, right? That Bron and JJ and them are still going to be the main topic. At the end of the day, that's who the media likes to push to the forefront. So, what's up, Tori? Like I said, we're just waiting for the game to start. Let's leave the Lakers alone. I'm tired. Yeah, you know what? I agree. All the Lakers talk and all the talk about Tyrese Halliburton's dad. Listen, there isn't really... I see people trying to defend Halliburton's dad he's his dad. He can come on the court. You can come on the court and celebrate with your son, and they didn't mind it. But when you come on the court and start causing issues... Yeah, of course they're going to mind it. The problem is, at the end of the day, he's pretty much just a fan with special privileges. He doesn't have any role with the team. So the fact is, he came on the court. He got into Giannis's face. He's the one who caused the issue. And now he has to, he's getting punished for it, which, as he should. Let's go, Knicks. Yeah. Spike will be there. Hey, listen, I've always had Rudy Gobert stocks, and my Gobert stocks are at an all-time high right now. Love to see it. So, it looks like we're about to kick it off. I'm looking forward to this. It should be a fun one. This has been arguably the best. I think this has just been the best series so far. Let's see. Yeah, that was ugly. Last night was just a game that, when I watched that game, it really felt like neither team deserved to win it. The Lakers didn't feel like they deserved to win it, but also neither did the Timberwolves. both teams seemed like they wanted to lose. Yeah, I hope so too. I prefer the rest to allow playoff basketball just to be a little more physical. Definitely would appreciate some physicality here. Looks like we're about to get cooking here. There we go. Well, eventually this will transition to the scoreboard when the game's ready. So once again, everybody who's just tuning in, welcome. This is going to be a watch along to the Pistons versus Knicks. Just waiting for it to start. We're burning some time here, but it looks like the game's about to get going. And if you see me get distracted, we are also live on TikTok. So I'll be looking at comments from two different places. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching this with everybody. What's up, Tony? Hey, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome. Like I said, we're just looking forward to just watching some good hoops. That's the goal, right? Looks like the game's about to get underway. So, like I said, if you're tuning in here or you're just happen to be, catching me on TikTok, definitely appreciate it. Made this series attempt to stay for another year. What would you like to see them upgrade in what area if you can keep everyone? It really feels like they need another playmaker. They need somebody who's gonna play make for others, right? I think one of the biggest problems with the Knicks is when Jalen Brunson gets taken off the court, you're relying on guys like, Mikal Bridges and Cat, which I think you got a lot of guys that are fine creating for others, but nobody who's necessarily great at, they're good at creating for themselves, but not necessarily great at creating for others. So I'd love to see them get some more playmakers and connective playmakers. At the end of the day, it's going to be tough. I think they'll be able to keep everybody, but I don't think they'll be able to make that many improvements because they already have a lot of money invested into this core. Calling it now, Knicks up by 9 to 11 points by half. Well, let's see. Say Cade just hit a nice little runner, so I could very well see that. Don't know what Mikal Bridges is doing here. Oh, a little handoff action between him and Cat. Got Brunson setting screens. Okay. If Mikal Bridges wants to try to take a pull up three, that's just a shot you give him all day. I don't even. Here we go. Series on the. All right, up 5-2. Here we go. Little handoff between Mikal and Brunson. Little screen and roll action by Hart and Brunson. Up shot. Good hit, little floater by Hardaway there. That's just a tough shot trying to nail a step back over Thompson. That is just a rough shot to attempt to nail. Okay. Oh, OG gonna pop it. Oh, Yeah, the Knicks don't need to just be shooting the first three available. Bad shot by Cade, but swing the ball around, get some people and players moving, and work for a better shot. Okay, that's a nice little cross there by OG. Okay, that's 9 home playoff games. Blocked there by Tobias, but he drew the foul on the score. Oh, here we go. And of course, joining us, it is Mo Betta. How you doing, Mo?
Hey, what's up, partner? What's up, everybody? Running a little late, but never too late to watch some hoops.
No, absolutely. Hey, we already got the chat lively. We got Jory, Kyle, Tony, John. We're also live on TikTok.
All the usual suspects and a little bit more. Love it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, nice little pocket pass. Oh gosh, Detroit can't be doing this again. They stayed in the game last time, but they can't be just throwing the ball out of bounds if they want to keep this a close game. Jory says, "Hey Mo."
Hey, what's good, Jory? Look, that was a good pocket pass, but that's way too far away for Jalen Duren to catch the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it felt like that's what, kind of kept Detroit from winning last game was just really bad turnovers.
Agreed.
Here we go. That little handoff action. Oh. Good hit by Brunson. Can't even be mad at that. Say Cade wants McKell. Oh, no, they're just trying to get Brunson onto Cade.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sure. I mean, that's a good strategy. You want to involve Brunson in every action. If you can take away his legs, that'll impact the Knicks offensively. And he's probably outside of Towns their next worst defender in the starting lineup.
Oh. Oh, wow. I did not expect Brunson to miss it that badly. Good hit by OG. Both teams are just not grabbing rebounds. Like the last two possessions, buckets off offensive rebounds. So, Mo, John asked an interesting question. Would definitely love your take on it.
Sure.
So, what would you like to see the Knicks upgrade in what area if they keep everybody, assuming Tibbs is safe for another year?
They gotta add some bench depth. What they need is they definitely need another playmaker, another ball handler. Everything is too much. Too much of everything in their offense is predicated off of what Brunson does. I think they desperately need what they actually need. Truly, they need a wing that can start at the 2, and bring Josh Hart back off the bench. I think Josh Hart strengthens them coming off the bench. They need to find a starting 2 guard who can defend and make open shots.
No, that's absolutely fair enough. Josh Hart is one of those guys that like he occasionally can make shots, but you can't really rely on him to do it. Yeah, I would love to see them upgrade the backup point guard role because campaign is just not it.
No, I look, and I love Josh Hart. He might not shoot well every game, but he does the other things that can help you win, the rebounding, the 50-50 balls, the solid defense. He's really good in the open floor, so he does have strengths. I just don't think he's a starting 2 guard.
Absolutely. And the thing with Josh Hart, too, is he's one of those guys, right? Like, he might not start the game, but he's going to be in those closing lineups just because he does everything well.
I agree.
He's just so much versatility.
I agree, 100%. I love this series, the intensity of it. I really wouldn't be shocked. You and I both picked the Knicks to win because we thought that because they were playoff proven, the core, that they would just have a slight advantage, even though they're thinner when it comes to depth. Give Detroit credit. They fought. And I think that the deeper this series goes, if it goes another game to a game 7, I actually think that would favor Detroit.
Yeah. If you're Detroit, you're definitely coming into this game extra motivated after how last game ended. I got to admit, like, I really can't even imagine just looking at the 2-minute report and them going, yeah, we screwed up, and you're Detroit, and you're just like, yeah, I know you did. Thank you, though.
That might be the worst idea the NBA ever came up with, the 2-minute report. Yeah, we know we cost you the game, but we're just letting you know we're recognizing our mistake. Like, unless you're gonna play back the outcome, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Like, unless you're gonna put like 3 seconds on the clock and let us replay it, like,
right.
I don't care. And even then, like, it doesn't go your way. You're just thinking, like, we should have just won this thing the first time. Why are we even doing this? So, I never liked the 2-minute report. It's interesting to see them acknowledging their mistakes, but also, like come on, it's just got to make you so mad just watching it.
It's the ultimate salt in the wound, right? You know you were wronged, but they don't admit it till long after the game is over. How does that affect you? How does that help you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It doesn't. Oh, geez, Tim. Oh, there. Oh, Sword could not hold on to that. That would have been another offensive board.
Mm.
Here we go. Good finish there by Bridges. With a nice little oop.
I like that. He ran the floor. Nice.
Oh, I think, yeah.
Look, and that's something that Detroit will have to address in the offseason too. They need to go out and get a couple of consistent shooters. Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, super streaky. Even though Malik Beasley was terrific all regular season long, he's kind of reverted back to his old ways in the postseason.
I would love to see the Pistons get more like actual like two-way players. And they've improved on the defensive end. But the thing with the Pistons, it feels like, is they can play really good offense or really good defense, but they're a lot good. Oh, Pistons are not feeling it right now.
Right.
But it feels like they have to kind of heavily slant their lineups one way or the other for it. Like, they got other guys competing on defense, but you can compete, but that doesn't make like Tim Hardaway Jr. a good defender all of a sudden.
Agreed. Look at Bridges. An aggressive Bridges is a good sign for the Knicks.
Oh, absolutely.
Jalen Dorn and Towns, somebody's going to get a tech. Yeah, you don't want Hardaway making plays. Nah.
Yeah, a Bickerstaff, I'd consider a timeout very soon here.
Yeah. This is getting away. He needs to call a timeout now. This is getting away from them.
They just look lost. Like, well, okay. Cade getting into the line for 2. Yeah, no, the last thing you want is this game to avalanche out of control right off the bat.
You brought up a good point, though. They have good players, but they don't have good floor balance. Assur's not a shooter. Jalen Dorn is not a shooter. He's only effective in the restricted area. So it's hard to get good spacing because when you defend them, the only guy that can really create and shoot consistently would be Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, and then if you can switch to like Isaiah Stewart and then Beasley or Hardaway, but then it's like, oh, there goes the defense. So
Right.
what if you're? Oh, good. Ooh, I like that. Was fantastic. That was a fantastic pass there by Brunson. Okay. Wow, the Knicks do not want this to be a long series.
Agreed. They got a lot of wear and tear on those on that starting five, especially Brunson.
Oh. Oh, shooters. Not good hit by Harris. That was huge. That was a great big shot by Harris. Oh.
Needed. Harris has actually been really consistent throughout this series. He's been really good for them.
He really has. He's been great. Okay, well, nope. That lid just came off the basket of Dennis Schroeder's hitting moonshots.
Okay.
What? You can't let Brunson get that deep.
And that was poor defense by Tobias Harris. I just gave him a compliment, and he didn't move his feet quick enough. That was terrible. Yeah, I don't want Tim Hardaway attacking the basket. I don't want that. That was a terrible play on his part, attacking the basket. It was reckless, and it cost him a 3. That was a 5-point swing. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I don't understand Schroeder pointing at Jalen Brunson like he wanted Duren to pick him up. Like, you want Duren to come all the way from out of the paint to come pick him up. Like,
right.
It looks like they're trying to hedge these screens and, keep Brunson in front. But the problem is they're trying to, like, double and hedge. But Brunson is just still easily getting right to the paint at will. So
I think what Bickerstaff and his coaching staff have to make a decision about, the hedging isn't working. Clearly, Brunson's come out aggressive. I would trap him and get the ball out of his hands. I need to make somebody else on the Knicks have to create for themselves off the dribble, but I'm not going to let Brunson play one-on-one. I'm going to take the ball out of his hands.
Well, this call out by John is looking amazing right now. Knicks up 9-11 points at half. Which that'll hold if the Pistons don't figure out how to defend the Knicks here, because even they're not even making it challenging. Like, even these misses, their Knicks are wide open. They're just not hitting some of these.
And we talked about how the Pistons have improved defensively, but they're still when they guard people straight up, they're a better defensive team. But they don't respond well to any kind of actions off the ball. They just, most of the starters aren't naturally good instinctive defenders. Even Jalen Duren, who has all the potential to be a really top rim protector, he's not there yet. He doesn't have natural defensive instincts. Even Cade, long arms, athletic, but I would say Cade is a capable defender, but not a consistent defender.
Yeah, no, and that's fair enough. And I was really happy to hear, by the way, my prediction came true, and it was Dyson Daniels who won Most Improved Player. So
well deserved. I would have given it to Daniels or Big Z, but congrats to Dyson Daniels.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Big Z's been absolutely terrific this year, and he's been terrific for them this playoff series. So I'm definitely looking forward to, seeing how Game 6 goes tonight in that series too.
Look, I feel like we've had this conversation for the better part of a decade. A closeout game. His team needs a big game for him. What version of James Harden are we going to see?
Yeah, I think James Harden has been still been a fantastic playmaker. all series long. But if they want to stave off elimination, they're going to need more. He can't
Agreed.
have one of his inefficient shooting nights like we've seen in years past in these big games.
And I thought they were hung over in Game 5. When you lose the way you do in Game 4 after having come back from a big lead, that can affect you a lot of ways. I think they were hung over. They were never competitive in Game 5.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what happens in Game 6. I loved in the Game 4 when they started matching up Kawhi on Jokic. That was definitely an interesting thought process.
And I get it. He's a versatile defender, and he is stronger than a lot of wing players, but you're still talking about Joker. What is Kawhi giving up? 60, 70 pounds? You're asking a lot. I thought it was unique that the Nuggets dominated them in Game 5, and Joker wasn't really the story. It was Jamal Murray looking the way Jamal Murray looked in 2020 when the Clippers and they had Paul George and Kawhi and nobody could guard him.
Yeah, when Jamal Murray is just shooting like he was in Game 5, like it's almost impossible for anybody to slow him down.
Look, with the exception of last year versus the Timberwolves, Jamal Murray has been a terrific playoff performer.
Oh yeah, he shows up in the big games and the big moments at least. Like we even if he struggles, he'll find a way to make his presence known when it matters. So I'll give him credit for that.
Oh, we got Carmike in the house. Carmike, I gotta ask you. So are you still going with the conspiracy theory? Because
Here we go. Cade to the line. 10-point game. Okay. Buckets. Alrighty. Yeah, no, let's. Yeah, no, basketball discourse has definitely been interesting today. A lot of talk about. I feel like there's been more talk about Tyrese Halliburton's dad than in actual playoff basketball.
And I'm over that because everybody that has spoken about him has said that moment that doesn't represent who he is. He even said he had a bad moment and he apologized. I'm over it. He got caught up in his feelings and was out of control. And to his credit, he admitted that.
Oh no, that doesn't look good.
Terrible.
Looks like I think somebody rolled up on Schroeder's ankle. Oh. Oh, that's huge. I don't even who's going to be the backup point for the Pistons now. Oh, that's brutal.
That's a tough loss. If he's unable to play because he's really the only other guy who has the speed and quickness to put pressure on your defense.
Yeah, after him, we're looking at oh yeah, he just rolled his ankle. Yeah, after him, like the guards behind him, that like we're talking about like Marcus Sasser's their third string point. Like, are they not taking him out?
Wow, Schroeder's a soldier. Okay.
Yeah, he'll fight through it. Oh, he's fighting. So that's a good sign. At least it isn't like, oof. Schroeder got himself off balance there, and Brunson took advantage of it.
Yeah, this is my problem. Like they're letting Jalen Brunson play one-on-one. And when you let a guy like that who plays at his own pace and gets to his spots, get in a rhythm, you're setting yourself up for failure.
No, absolutely. And it doesn't bode well for later in the game, too, because now he's already cooking. So you're like praying that he goes cold to end this game. Big Mitchell Robinson. Did not like that shot. Then it's the menace. Oh. See, this is sometimes what I don't like about the Knicks offense. They just go through these like lulls and stretches where it's one pass, take the first available three, no matter how bad it is.
Right.
Yeah, well, Brunson is cooking.
Yeah. And what did Mark Jones say? He's playing with his food right now. I'm just saying, like, you get him off the ball. Get him off the ball. Right now, when he gets the ball, I would trap him across half court, and then it's on the defender to face guard him and not let him get the ball back. And every time he gets it, trap him again. Make him a passer.
Oh. So far, it's looking like a good night for the Knicks if Bridges is nailing that.
Like,
that's a good hit.
It's Mitchell Robinson. You can trap him. You know, I'm not worried about Mitchell Robinson.
What is the shot selection?
Like, there's not a lot of ball movement either. Like they're it's the Cade Cunningham show, and if he doesn't get free, like, do you really want Jalen Dorn shooting the ball from the circle? No, you don't want that. Come on.
And then it's either that or just guards blasting early in the shot clock threes. Like, oh yeah, Brunson wants bees. That's just not paying attention to the scouting report. Like, what? All right. Well, a fantastic first quarter for the Knicks. For Detroit, not so much.
No. And you know, Jeff Van Gundy always said the NBA is actually it's a first quarter league. You establish a lead, and if you can just play even kill the rest of the game, you've won the game. Which is more times than not that's actually true. I would think that Detroit has got to change what they're doing defensively because they have to make Jalen Brunson uncomfortable. And right now, he's in a zone.
No, I absolutely agree with that. We'll see what adjustments they make because they're going to really have to dominate a couple of these quarters to get back into it.
Well, look, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but should this hold, then we would be seeing the New York Knicks versus the Celtics, right? That would be and that would be interesting. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news to Knicks fans, but I don't think that's a long series. I don't. I just don't know. I don't know how it could be a long series. I love Brunson, but he wouldn't be the best player in that series. And the second best player in that series would be a Celtic. Well, the third best player in that series would be a Celtic. Maybe the fourth best player would be a Celtic. Like, I don't know how that's a good series. Like, Towns would have to play much better than he's played in this series. He's had a couple of good games, but he has to take advantage of the matchups. If he's playing Porzingis, he's got to take advantage of that matchup. He's got to establish that he's the better player and outplay Porzingis. And it's weird because Towns has the responsibility of being the Knicks' second option, whereas Porzingis is probably the Celtics' third or fourth option.
And like when it comes, I think the matchup that would worry me the most is I feel like the Celtics and Knicks starters would pretty much play to about an even pace. Can the Knicks bench match up to the Celtics? Like, I'm not sure about that.
No, I don't think they can. Look, the Celtics have one of the best benches in basketball. And look, Peyton Pritchard, we talk about guys getting on a heater. When he gets on a heater, coming off the bench, he's capable of dropping 28 or 30 on a given night.
No, I absolutely agree. I think Peyton Pritchard would actually be like the X factor in that series. Like, If he would get cooking in a 6-man role, that series is just over. They don't have anybody to match him coming off the bench, unless if you're going to really get a Miles McBride masterclass. But
And look, even with OG, with Bridges, Tatum is very comfortable playing against the Knicks. He's already established that he doesn't feel like any of those guys can slow him down.
I saying half the time it doesn't even feel like they really can, which is ironic because it almost felt like they got all those collection of forwards to slow down the Celtics.
They absolutely did that. That part of the move by bringing Bridges there, part of the move by adding Towns there, it was to beat the Celtics, and yet I don't think that move is going to be good enough. Bridges is a good player, but he's not Tatum's equal. They don't really have an equal or close to an equal to Tatum on their roster.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'm definitely looking forward to that series if they
should win tonight. Let's not disrespect the Pistons and what they may or may not do. Even before we get to the half, they could make a run. They're certainly capable, but never mind what they do on offense. They have to start on defense. If you're going to let Jalen Brunson dictate tempo and do whatever he wants, then this game is already over.
Good block and Pistons ball. I already loved that the first possession by the Pistons was beautiful with multiple actions, getting yourself an easy dunk.
Yeah, like I said, Mitchell Robinson does a lot of things well. Offense isn't one of them.
Here we go. I say Pistons off to a little bit of a nice start. Go to the line for 2.
And that's another way that you can get back into the game, right? Be more aggressive, get downhill. If you're not shooting well, get to the free throw line. Find another way to generate offense.
And if I'm the Pistons, I'm doing that by going, hey, campaign, where are you?
Yes, agreed, 100%.
Oh, the big bodega cat's coming back in for Bridges, okay. And it's up. And okay, split the free throws, cut this thing back up to 11. All right, here we go. Let's get downhill.
I like it that at least Detroit's turned up the heat a little bit defensively and tried to apply a little bit more pressure.
Absolutely. Right there, I just think Pistons are being aggressive. They're getting to the line. I just think they picked the wrong matchup there. Yeah, right. I think Schroeder's got a shade closer to OG, and if Campaign's going to knock down a 3, then he's going to hit one. Oh, well.
But outside of Towns and Brunson, when he gets his feet under him, OG might be their best three-point shooter.
Yeah, that's why I was a little lost as to why Schroeder was shading closer to Campaign. If one of those two are going to shoot, just let it be Campaign.
Right, Campaign. You got to prove to me that you're gonna hurt me multiple times before I believe it.
There we go, and he knocks down another one. Say, Thompson doing a good job getting downhill, getting to the line.
He looks tight though at the free throw line.
Yeah. He forgot there's a second part to this and just hitting the free throws, but
correct. But again, young player, first playoff experience. This is all new for him.
Say, nice little face up there by Towns. Love to see it. Good hit by Schroeder. Schroeder with a bucket. I love it.
Schroeder's unique because he's been in the league for a long time, but he still remains one of the quicker guys off the dribble in the NBA.
No, absolutely.
And he's a good player, which is weird because he's constantly the guy that always gets moved in trades. Okay.
He's a weird player just in the sense of, he's a little oh my goodness. Cat.
I know. Right.
Oh, good hit, Bees. I didn't think Cat needed to let that one rip, but he can hit those. But there's also a difference between can hit them and should take it.
Right. I felt like that was a heat check, but he took a heat check before he had even got warmed up, so I don't get it.
Oh, he did the Fred Van Fleet special. I've never seen somebody take more heat checks when they're shooting like they'll be like 1 of 10 and then rip one from the logo. Like heat check, like probably wait to get hot before you do that, Fred. But
they're gonna definitely need an efficient Fred VanVleet tonight.
Yeah, I say it. Oh. Yeah, say it for that. Oh. This might be a turnover. No. Yeah. Beasley did not like that one, but also Beasley, he's not a guy that's going to be taking it off the dribble all that often.
Not the strength of his game.
Good job by Payne, though, getting into position to take that charge.
Yeah. Look, Malik Beasley, it's interesting because Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr., they're very much the same player. When they get on heaters, they're terrific three-point shooters. When they're not shooting well, they're a liability on offense. And they're not really good defenders.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Here we go. We got a little two-man game between Cam Payne and Mitchell Robinson. And Jalen Brunson. Oh. Good hit by Beasley. Speaking of a heater, he's starting to get on one.
They desperately need that.
Say, all spurred by a bad pass. And because Mitchell Robinson was wide open under the basket. All they had to do was get it to him.
It's a bad pass, but Mitchell Robinson has the reflexes of an ailing snail.
No, that's fair enough. He just threw a fastball, and Mitch was like, "What?" And that thing just went right past him. 44-36. I'm loving it.
Okay.
It is kind of nice though when your team's eliminated, and I get to watch it as a fan, and I don't got to worry about a thing at this point.
You know what? We're in the same bucket, partner. You know what it is? There's a calm that comes over you when you don't have to worry about the next game and what may or may not happen. No, I'm resolved in the fact that we got knocked out in the first round, and there's more questions about our roster than answers going forward.
Yeah, same with ours. The unfortunate news, it sounds like that my good pal Glenn is staying for another year at least.
Really? I'm shocked.
Now, the latest report was they don't have any plans on moving him, and if they do, they would move him to a front office role, and Darvin Ham would take over as coach. So,
I actually think that makes sense. By the way, should the Knicks lose a first-round series to these Pistons after all the moves they made, I don't think you fire Tom Thibodeau because you just signed a contract, 3-year contract extension, but I think you move him up into some kind of position, consultant, whatever you want to call it. Tom Thibodeau is a very good basketball coach, but he does have a ceiling into what or where he could take a team. And I don't think that ceiling is finals. I don't see it.
They should hire a coach that's a complete opposite of Thibodeau and watch him rip out all of his hair when he's not playing starters 45 minutes.
Oh, you mean somebody like D'Antoni?
Yeah. Oh, please
bring D'Antoni back because D'Antoni does go deep into his bag, but y'all don't play no defense. You're not gonna play no defense.
Oh, I really need. Actually, it would be kind of fun to see Cat in a 7 seconds or less offense.
I think he would love that. I think Brunson would. I'm not sure that all. If you look at the Knicks 5 starters, to a man, I think they would love that offense.
No, absolutely. It's too bad D'Antoni never got his ring because, man, he is such a fun coach. I do love D'Antoni.
And I think he's underrated as a coach. I know we judge coaches and players by titles and those kind of successes, but Mike D'Antoni has been successful in a lot of different stops in the NBA, and I thought he was innovative in how he did with the Suns. Instead of being traditional, they went small ball, and the rest of the league struggled to stop them.
And you can argue that he would have had a title if
not for Robert Horry and company.
Yeah, if Amari Stoudemire and Boris didn't leave the bench and get suspended for a game.
By the way, and you and I are huge Tim Duncan fans. In that series, when he was playing, Amari was giving Tim Duncan a lot of work. Amari was a problem from Tim Duncan because of his quickness.
Yeah, no, even like MVP Tim Duncan, like in 2003, like Amari was really giving him fits. Like he was like a perfect answer to Tim Duncan with his speed and mid-range game.
Yeah. Look, and he's not a natural big man, but that was what made the Suns so fun to watch. No, Amari's not going to stop the other team's big, but the other team's big is going to catch hell trying to run with Amari Stoudemire.
Oh, Bickerstaff got attacked. He did not like that foul call.
I knew that was coming. And maybe he did that maybe to light a fire under his team. Look, this is an elimination game, guys. We need this. We need this. If we want to put pressure on the Knicks plus extend our season, we need to win tonight. And they got to get a better effort than they've gotten so far.
No, absolutely. Say 9-point game, so we'll
if this game gets out of hand, Bickerstaff, you can book it that he's going to get tossed.
Good defense by Dennis. There we go. Run.
That's been a problem matchup for Towns because he usually has a step of quickness advantage over most bigs. He doesn't have that versus Harris.
Oh, gotta come back for that. Oh. Good. Ever heard of the saying, great defense, better offense? That's
right.
What that was right there. Bridges could not have guarded that any. That was a lot of contact. Jesus. Yeah, no, he could have guarded that any better.
I think that was an and one. Oh. I think that was an and one.
Oh, my. Josh Hart. If I'm Josh Hart, I'm going to get tech right here. Like, I think it was Hart that just got absolutely trucked.
Right. Yeah, this wasn't just great offense. Bridges fouled him.
Hardaway might need to be a little less ready. At least you're going to spot up. Maybe take a step or two in. Some of these guys just spot up way too deep. Like, I get it. You have range. But, like, Tim, take a step in.
Right. Be more efficient. Give yourself a chance.
Even like that Cat logo 3 earlier, like, I get it. You can hit that, but also, like, why not take a couple steps in? Give yourself an easier look. And first one is good. It's so weird, like. It's so weird seeing like Bickerstaff and Tibbs in two opposite situations almost because if they blow a 3-2 lead here and lose this series, there's a very real chance Tibbs can go well. Bickerstaff, regardless, is getting universal praise for this year.
For sure. and I think rightly so. If Tibbs fails, he doesn't get fired, but I think you can call it what you want. I call it a clever firing. They'll just move him up into a front office. They've got the Knicks seem like they have a endless supply of former coach and players that are in different kind of office positions. I don't even know their titles. Larry Johnson, Herb Williams, Allen Houston, John Starks. They're all on the staff, a part of the Knicks organization, one way or another.
Say Spike Lee. No.
he might be, but yeah, they look just move Tibbs up and call him a consultant. Call it, give him a fancy title.
Yeah,
look, the Celtics did something amazing. Brad Stevens was a terrific basketball coach. I think we both would agree, and he had some success with the Celtics. But he moved up into a different role. He's actually better in that role.
yeah, it's funny. I still think the funniest news. Corner 3 is good. I still think the funniest news for today is definitely that James Jones got a promotion. That was the funniest thing ever to me.
I was blown away because I was like, did I miss something? Did the Suns have a better season than I thought?
Right? Like that blew my mind.
How do you, the GM, get a raise, get a better position? And basically what happened is through your doing, we're a lottery team with no lottery picks.
If the Knicks lose this, Dolan needs to sell the team ASAP. Well, I think a lot of Knicks fans would just like it if Dolan sold the team regardless. And won. I wonder if they're going to look for that on a flagrant, possibly.
Right. Let me just say this to all Knicks fans. He's never selling the team.
No, too much money to be made.
Too much money to be made. Whether you like him or not, he's a smart businessman. He absolutely is not selling the Knicks.
Like they would have to force a sale, and I don't see them ever doing that.
And you can't force the sale because he'd have to do something like to the Donald Sterling level, and he hasn't, to my knowledge.
No, that say you have to get like 2/3 of the league to agree. I think it is, and the only time I think we've really ever seen that was Donald Sterling. Here we go, little pick and pop action,
and we got a game, and I'm loving it. Okay, so they showed some fight.
Oh, okay. Oh, OG step back. Yeah, no. Sorry, Anne Hathaway isn't in attendance. You knew that wasn't falling. Beans! Malik Beasley has turned into an absolute flamethrower.
All of a sudden, yeah. Look, it's needed. He has not had much impact on this series. He's feeling it, though. Okay.
Did Josh Hart just do the fake timeout? Because, like, can I get a replay? Because that genuinely looked weird. Like, it seemed like everybody stopped playing.
Everybody did stop playing.
I think Josh Hart may have just pulled DeAndre Miller right there. Good for him.
Look at Bickerstaff. He knows that's what Josh Hart did. He's got that look like, come on. Come on.
Yeah, I'd say tonight we got that Clippers versus Nuggets. Tomorrow, Warriors versus Rockets.
And look, when your team is no longer playing, you really bleed into the fact that you're a fan of basketball. I want game 7s across the board, Brett. I want game 7s across. Although, because you and I picked the Knicks to win this series, I'd feel safer if they would just take care of business tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I was going to say, if Beasley hits that.
He said he did kick out Spike Lee. You're right, Damian. You're right.
Watching Mikal Bridges do... Yeah, watching him do like anything offensively that isn't a back down post fade is the most interesting thing ever.
I want to say that when I watch Bridges play, I know that he showed signs in with Brooklyn that he could be a 20-point scorer. But I would also point out that look, bad teams have leading scorers. I think Bridges on a title contender is probably a third or fourth option. I think he's a lot better when he can just catch and shoot. Actually, he and OG, their skill sets are very similar. I just think OG's more efficient.
Yeah, say OG, he's he gives you more efficiency. I think Mikal does give you a little bit more like self creation, but also if you don't want to rely on Mikal Bridges to like run your offense through.
I think he's a really good complementary scorer. I do. Like I said, when you look at the Knicks starting five, four of the five guys can easily get you 20 on a given night. So that does give them some offensive versatility. But I just think the fact that they don't have much coming off the bench, that's always going to be something that's going to be a deterrent.
I'll give these Knicks shooters credit. They are confident today.
They're cocky, but I think because they've made the run that they have, I think Detroit their confidence is building. Like we thought they were going to be down double digit by halftime, which that still could happen depending on how the Knicks close out the half. But I think they battled back. They're being a lot more competitive on the defensive end.
Yeah, absolutely. Oof. I always love Tobias in the sense that like the really easy shots you expect him to make like never seem to happen for him. Oof. That looked like a hard fall.
And let's not forget, Detroit's not really playing at full strength because what would their offense look like if they had a fully healthy Jaden Ivey to contribute? Because he's a terrific talent.
I completely agree. I love Jaden Ivey. By the way, yeah, Mo, like I'm hoping that there's a game 7, but now at this point, like I need the Warriors to win. Like you're telling me I can get 7 games of Draymond Green versus Rudy Gobert? Like I need that.
You know what? I didn't even go there, but yeah, right. That's must see. That's must. I will say this though. I don't think Rudy Gobert. I think Rudy Gobert wants to play Golden State. I think he wants to go up against Draymond. I don't think this is any kind of fear or anything like that. I think Rudy wants that smoke.
If there's anybody who should be the most confident guy in the world right now, it just has to be Rudy Gobert right now.
Well,
he's circling Draymond.
Yeah, he just came off a game where he was very much, I would say, Bill Russell like, right? Like, when you're talking about 27 and 24, that's insanity. But that's all on him. I love the fact that they recognized that the Lakers were not only smaller, but that when they were trying to isolate Rudy Gobert, he more than held his own. Like, I get how you try to target him, but if it isn't working, there's no reason to take him off the court.
No, exactly right. Like I kind of figured it might be I think my first sign that it might be a rough offensive game for the Lakers was it's like a 6-4 game, and they try to attack Rudy Gobert, except it's Rui Hachimura, and the best they got was like a step back 17-footer. I'm like, is their offense just going to be straight up trying to isolate Gobert? Because if not, because if it is, it's going to be ugly. Like, this is not going to be a fun game for people to watch.
I want to give him a lot of credit because I know that the majority of the series he played spot minutes, but when he played, he held his own. They didn't feast off of Rudy Gobert. And then the other night, what did he do? He ran the floor. He was terrific on the offensive boards. When the opportunity came, he was terrific at rim running. I just thought he played a really good game. Like, people forget that when he was with Utah, you could almost book Rudy Gobert for 16, 18 points a game. Now, obviously, in Minnesota, he's in a different role, but it just goes to show you he wasn't going to let the Lakers get away with playing small ball.
No, absolutely, and I'm hoping at this point. I'm hoping the Wolves go to the finals. That would be
that would be interesting because you would have Ant, Julius Randle, and the rest of the crew going up against Jason Tatum, Jalen. I actually think that would be an entertaining series.
Say, give me like a first-time finals matchup. Give me like Wolves versus. Well, I think at that point Wolves haven't been to the finals in forever. When's the last?
Have the Wolves been to the finals ever? I don't think they've been in the finals ever.
I think the last time they've been to the finals, they were the Minneapolis Lakers.
Right. George Mikan was the leader of the Wolves, and then they became they've never been to the finals. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, Minnesota's been to the finals. Like, right, that was the Lakers.
I'd be intrigued by a Timberwolves Celtics matchup because Anthony Edwards is the kind of guy that a lot of people think could be the next face of the NBA. And Jason Tatum is always the guy that, for whatever reason, nobody thinks he's the face of the NBA. And I always laugh and I go, I don't know if he's the face of the NBA, but nobody can't tell me Jason Tatum's not a top 5 or 6 player in the NBA.
Yeah, you see, that would put me in a bind, right? Because part of me would really love if Jason Tatum beat Ant in a finals.
Right.
So I would absolutely love that, but also, like, I would love to see the frenzy of people trying to discredit Rudy Gobert if he helped lead a team to the finals.
They're going to say, well, he's 7 foot. He's supposed to do that. Right? I mean,
right.
But look, we both think that if you look at the breadth of his career, Rudy Gobert's going in the Hall of Fame, right? He's going to be a Hall of Fame. But if he could tack on a title run to his career when he was a key cog and winning a title and it elevates him, because, Rudy Gobert has no shortage of haters out there. I think I'd want them to win just because of all the haters. What would they say about him next?
What would be the greatest thing ever would be either a Rudy Gobert or Julius Randle Finals MVP. I think I would just melt everybody, and I'm here for it.
I will 100% be honest. If not Rudy, but if Julius Randle ended up being the Finals MVP, I'll be honest. I don't think anybody would have to eat more crow than me. I have been fairly critical of Julius Randle. And look, if you go back and look at his numbers and what he's done in the postseason, I'm not making it up. He's been horrible in the postseason. To his credit, though, like I said, if you told me going into the series, even though Anthony Edwards is their best player, if you told me Julius Randle was going to be their most consistent player, I would have been like, you're crazy. Julius Randle was fantastic in that series from game 1 to game 5.
Yeah, and yesterday, if I just told you what happened in that game, you would have thought the Lakers would have blown them out. Like, if I go, so Ant shot like 4 of 17, including 0 of 9 from 3. They shot like 9% from 3 as a team, and Rudy Gobert was their leading scorer, and Randle was their go-to guy in the clutch. You'd be like, oh, Lakers must have won by like 20.
The crazy part is, if you shoot 7 for 47 from 3, that's almost certain you've lost that game, right? You've gotten blown out. And people are talking about, well, the Lakers didn't play their best game. I said the scary part is the Wolves had their worst game of the series. They were horrible in that game, but they were that much better than the Lakers.
Oh, Jalen Brunson trying to grip for a call out of bounds. The Pistons have come alive and taken a lead. I love it.
Oh, here we go.
John Doe says, forget the Knicks. It's just a rough stretch here for the Knicks and the Pistons. Wow.
I guess our friend John Suggs is 100% wrong. They will not be down by 11.
I'm sad the
Wow.
Lakers got eliminated.
Nobody ever says that. Nobody ever says that. Look, I'm a Laker fan. I'm disappointed, but I'm not sad.
I think the thing with the Lakers too is we've been saying this a lot, and I'll say it again. This was a team that was kind of always built for next year, right? Like when you get a full off season to truly build around LeBron or Luka, like I think LeBron and Luka, like I think next year is when I'll really expect, like, okay, now you'll make that maybe Western Conference Finals run.
I'm not so sure because I don't know. When you look at their roster, their situation with their draft picks, what assets do the Lakers have to go out and get all the things they need? Because a lot of people say they need and I would agree, they need an athletic rim protecting big, but they also need some athletic wings who can score as well as defend. Teams aren't it's not like there's a market out there for teams that want to help the Lakers. And I've already heard.
Sorry.
Wow. I've already heard Rob Pelinka say that he's not going to. This is an insane shot, by the way.
Malik Threesley.
Right. That was look. What a way to go into the half with that momentum. That's crazy. Look at Tibbs' face. But like I said, Rob Pelinka already said, like, because there were rumors they're going to have to trade Austin Reeves to be able to put together packages to get some of the things they want. And he already said he doesn't plan on moving Austin Reeves. So if you're not moving Reeves and you look at the Lakers roster, let's be quite frank. A lot of teams are going to be like, you want me to give up, like, say, what's the young man with the Pelicans, Jones? What do you guys have on your roster that I want? The answer would be nothing. I don't know how the Lakers are going to be able to address their needs without having to put together some kind of package that is attractive to teams. And they don't have a lot of money to go out in the offseason and get a big name free agent, not unless something changes drastically that I don't know about.
Yeah, and that's fair. Like the funny part's gonna be too, like, it's my favorite part of the time of the year, Mo, because like I love the offseason because we get to start to see the unrealistic trade packages again.
They come in bunches. They do. And they're always lopsided. And they go, it's a great trade for the Lakers and the Jazz. It makes sense that the Jazz would give up Lauri Markkanen and all they're getting back in return is Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent. Like, that's a good trade for both teams. Like, what?
And then they'll be like, oh, okay, you press them, be like, fine, we'll throw in like a 2032 second round pick. Like,
right. How can you turn down that package? Yo. I've already heard people say some crazy. Although Cottrell and I on the morning show, he had a list of players the Lakers could pursue that were familiar names, but they weren't those big time superstar names. Fred Jones was one of those names. Fred Jones would answer. He would obviously answer the bell as far as an athletic wing defender that can shoot the three. There was mention of John Collins. And I thought, again, that would be a solid pickup because John Collins has kind of reinvented his career as a really effective small ball five.
Let's see. Question: if the Knicks lose, should they fire Tibbs and go get Malone?
That's interesting.
It is. Because here's the thing with Mike Malone, like, Mo, who is Mike Malone as a coach? We've never seen that man without Jokic. So I'm going to be curious at his next stop as to like what his offense looks like, because for years we've seen the Mike Malone offense, but in all reality, his offense is like, all right, big Serbian, let's cook. Right. If Mike Malone came there, would he expect Cat to be able to put up Joker-like numbers? Because I don't think that's in Cat's bag. I think Cat definitely can give you 26, 27 points a game and 12 rebounds and maybe 4 or 5 assists, but
I don't think he can be Joker. He's not that kind of play. I just don't think he's as skilled or has Joker's basketball IQ. I don't know if Mike Malone is a new, and not just the New York Knicks, but is he a New York City type of coach? I don't know. That's interesting because that I think that might be the hesitation that Leon Rose and company have about making a change at coach. Who are you bringing in to replace Tibbs? Because it would have to be somebody that you recognize would be an upgrade.
It's funny with when it comes to that too. Like, I really feel like Mike Malone would just be spamming Brunson Cat handoffs. Because I know, like, I'm just trying to figure it out. And I remember, like, when he would run the bench unit with, like, Jamal and DeAndre Jordan, like, they would just pretty much run handoff after handoff after handoff to try to get them going downhill. But, yeah, I don't know about Mike Malone to the Knicks. Like, it's an interesting concept. But
Coach, he is a good coach. I will say this. He might be one of those coaches, Brett, because he does have a big personality. It wouldn't shock me if Mike Malone took a year off. Maybe he signs a contract with ESPN or another network, and he kind of does some studio work, and then he looks at the coaching market or the layout the following season. Because let's be honest, there's always a couple of jobs that are going to be open.
He can go to the Phoenix.
Yes, he could, but if you're Mike Malone, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, that was my first thought. I'm trying to figure out who's going to take that Phoenix job, and because I just don't think it looks good. Like, how exactly are you enticing people? Like, because like they gave Coach Bud 1 year, and they're like, "Yep, you're out." So I'm just like,
and
I wouldn't want to sign up for that.
And that was Coach Bud. So Mike Malone would go there. I feel safe in saying this. They're not going to make the playoffs again next year. Does Mike Malone get the same treatment as Coach Bud and get fired? Like, I wouldn't sign up for. I would rather wait a year for another job to open than go to Phoenix. That is a very unattractive landing.
Yeah, we'll have to see what package they get back, because obviously we know that the big rumor, Kevin Durant's going to be on his way out. So we'll have to see what players to get back into Durant. If I'm them, I'm definitely aiming for just more depth rather than actual, like, trying to get another big three together. It feels like that we're out of the era of the big three, and rather how good are you at, position 6, 7, and 8 on your depth chart? Like, yeah. We're in an era where it's almost all about, obviously you still want your superstar, but it's all about depth.
I think that Phoenix made a mistake, and it started a couple years ago that they didn't, and that you can't undo it. But yeah, I think you are a really good team, a title contending team when Book was your best player, and you had really good complementary guys that flanked him in Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton. Whatever you think of him, he was perfect in the role that Phoenix wanted him to play. And it made them one of the top teams in the NBA.
Mike Brown or Mark Jackson to the Knicks? Have they
Mark
both been a coach of the Knicks?
I think Mike Brown will get eaten alive in New York City. Mark Jackson has never coached. He played for the Knicks.
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that. Right. He's been out of the game for a while now.
Yeah. I don't know this to be sure. And let's just call this conjecture. I think Mark Jackson, for whatever the situation is, I feel like he's been kind of blackballed because his name comes up all the time, but nobody ever hires him.
Yeah, I think that bringing back Mark Jackson for like his first, return to coaching gig, bringing him to New York, probably not the greatest idea. If you are going to bring him back theoretically, but it does feel like that he's been blackballed a little bit. Like, at some point you would think he'd get another chance because, like, at the end of the day, he's a great player development guy. Like, Steve Kerr may have unlocked what the Warriors did, But at the end of the day, like Mark Jackson did a fantastic job in player development and building up all those players' skill sets to a point where when Kurt take over, he was able to just take them to the next level.
Facts. Mark Jackson set the Warriors up for success by developing the young Draymond, Steph, Clay, and others. And then Steve Kerr, to his credit, he did come in there and unlock them and bring in a system that elevated their strengths, their skill sets. So both guys deserve credit, but whenever somebody goes, well, Steve Kerr got Mark Jackson's team, he did acquire the team. What they became that under Steve Kerr.
Absolutely. I don't think Chuck would ever be a coach.
He does not have the patience. He does
No,
not.
he does not.
He does not. I don't think Chuck's interested in ever being a coach. Kenny, I would say there's a bigger chance that Kenny would try coaching. I know Shaq's not going to coach because he doesn't really know basketball. So you kind of got to know basketball to be a coach.
Shaq just having everybody try to play like him.
Isn't that his answer to everything? That's his answer to everything. Like, wow. Like I've heard him already say that Wemby needs to get in the post to be more dominant. I'm like, I get it that the kid is 7'5", but he weighs like $190. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's already hella talented now. But I don't know that we should limit him to just being a back to the basket guy when he can play on the perimeter.
That would almost feel like a waste of Wemby because that's what makes him a unicorn because of what he can do on the perimeter, what he can do. Like I do like the fact that he can post up a mismatch, but at the same time, like part of what makes Wemby impossible to guard is the work that he does out on the perimeter.
Right. And don't change. Why would you change that? I think that from a marketing standpoint, from raising the league to another level or what it could do, I'm openly rooting that Cooper Flag get drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. I hope when they do the lottery, but the draft lottery positions, I hope the Spurs get the number 1 pick. I want to see Flag, Wemby, and what's the young man that just won Rookie of the Year? I was just talking about him.
Castle.
You give me Castle, Stephon Castle. That to me, and we're almost forgetting De'Aaron Fox. They already have an incredible foursome, and they already have nice complementary pieces on their roster. Like I'm not trying to go over the top, but if you've got that 4 in your starting lineup, yes, the Spurs are going to be a playoff team. The only question will be, are they going to be title contenders? Because they're still really, really young, but you do have a proven vet who had another solid season. I would expect that they're going to bring Chris Paul back for another year, even if he's going to be in a different role.
Yeah, and hey, who knows? The best part about them is they still, if they want to, they have the salary and talent to make a splash move and still have enough depth left over.
This is a fact too. And even if they don't get the number 1 pick in the draft, you're right. The Spurs have a lot of draft capital and they have a lot of movable parts to go out and make a splash move. And you're going to get a returning Wemby who's going to be a year better. You're going to get the Rookie of the Year who's going to be a year better. You're going to get a healthy De'Aaron Fox back. So, look, I actually think they're a playoff team next year if they don't even get Cooper Flag.
What's good, Andre? Thank you for tuning in, sir.
Hey, how's it going, Andre?
Well, and they're getting a second lottery pick too, guaranteed, because they have the Hawks pick.
There it is. And there it is. Right.
And so I still find the Spurs fan base so funny sometimes because the one guy posted a picture of the Spurs getting the 1 and 2 pick because they have that Hawks pick. And they're like, just bless us draft gods this once. I'm like, the San Antonio Spurs are the last team that needs a lucky blessing from the draft gods.
I was going to say, you got David Robinson, who not only resurrected your team and made you guys relevant and contenders for years, and then you got Tim Duncan. because David Robinson was injured the previous year, and that worked out perfectly for you because off of that, you won 5 titles, and you were the winningest team of that period. And now look at you. You just got Wemby. I think the draft gods have been very, and I mean very good to the Spurs franchise.
No, absolutely, and that was always the funniest part to me. Like, come on, you're good. I still love that picture with Wemby and like David and Tim and all the Spurs legends when he first got drafted.
That was really cool picture, yeah. And it also shows you like David Robinson and Tim Duncan are really big men. Wemby makes them look like little men.
One of my favorite questions that somebody asked when that picture came out, he goes, "What would be the worst franchise that could try to recreate this with?" I'm like, oh dear Lord, like if I'm just imagining if like Wemby went to Charlotte and they're trying to recreate this with like Emeka Okafor, Al Horford. I don't even know if they have a third big man I can throw in there. Kemba short self standing there.
Right. A lot of people forget about Emeka Okafor because he had a shortened career, but he was a good player. He was a solid basketball player. Did he become a superstar? No, but he was a good before the back injuries. He was a solid basketball player. You forget about him because of the guys that were drafted with him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, overall, I still love the idea of like my goal. Like I said, I still think that Giannis will end up staying in Milwaukee. He hasn't given us any indication that he wants to leave. But if he does end up leaving, I really want us to ruin basketball and build the next dynasty. And the Spurs are on my short list of teams that I'd actually like to see him go to.
That would be an interesting fit. But it could work because Wemby can play on the perimeter.
Yeah, and listen, like I know I think that the number one piece Milwaukee would be like is we want picks and Castle, which I don't think Castle would be a problem in getting Giannis. Like I think Castle's a good talent, but if you're getting Giannis out of it, I don't think they'd have any problem giving him up at all.
I think if the Spurs are really interested in pursuing Giannis, yes, I think they would give up Castle. And I think Castle will. I don't think he's going to be a franchise player, but do I think he can potentially be an all-star caliber player? Yes, I do. And if you get those picks, yes, you turn around and you can refurnish your entire roster. And get the next wave of Buck stars in there. That would be entertaining. We talked about the other day about how Oklahoma City would be a great trade partner. And again, I don't think Giannis is going anywhere, but hypothetically, if he came to them and said, "Guys, I love you. I love it here, but I think I want to move on," I think they would grant him that, but they would pick out who they want to move on from in terms of trade partners. I think the Spurs would also be a very good trade partner for the Bucks.
Oh, Cade with the pull up, but he missed. See what gets me excited about that too is like I'm just imagining the nightmare would be trying to score on a Giannis Wemby duo because they can both cover such insane ground in such little time.
How are you going to the basket against that duo?
I just don't think you do. Like
right.
Like that, like no shot would be safe, and that would be the most fun part about the entire thing. Like that would think that'd just be the best rim protection duo in the league by far at that point.
Right. So we can already assume that the Spurs would lead the league in total block shots. It wouldn't even be close.
So they probably lead the league in deflections too. Oh,
that
good.
Too.
Little
well, you know what though? If we're doing hypotheticals, but if that were to happen in a different way, because this is a different NBA, it would be kind of reenacting the Duncan Robinson dynamic, right? In a different way, it would be reenacting it because obviously Giannis is still in his prime, where Robinson wasn't quite in his prime, So, and it's different because Wemby is more of a perimeter player, but it would give them two incredibly long and gifted players who can both play on the open floor. Can you imagine a Wemby Giannis fast break?
Ooh. The scary part is Fox is still a blur in the fast break.
100%. Still one of the 3 quickest guys in all the NBA, right?
So you're getting Fox, Wemby, and Giannis running the break. Like, it's funny. They always teach you to, like, go protect the rim first. But, man, I'm not looking to get posted. I'm making a business decision if those 3 are running at me. Like, no.
I'm going to go ahead and attack Fox and just go, oh, he made a great pass and Mo didn't recover. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm making the worst steal attempt of all time.
Exactly, because I'm not trying to get dunked on by Giannis or Wemby.
So, yeah, see them coming. I think I rolled my ankle. I got to step off the court for a minute.
Right.
Oh, they're done? Okay, all good.
I like that.
Ooh, good block by Hart.
Josh Hart is one of those kind of guys that he's the perfect role player to be on a team to help you win titles. Like, he's not a star, but he's that role player that helps your stars win titles.
No, absolutely.
I hate it, and it's been a long time now that the Lakers traded him because I just liked his energy, what he brought.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what? I get we're doing superstar calls here, but Brunson just straight up threw his shoulder into Thompson right there.
I saw that. Yeah. Wow.
Like,
he's getting frustrated with him, but yeah, right.
Like, that wasn't even subtle.
That's crazy.
Say Tibbs is not happy. Because I think that was Hart's 4th?
Yeah. And that means that he's got to go to campaign, right? I'm assuming that's who's going to bring in campaign. And if you're the Pistons, we know who we're targeting.
So it's either campaign or McBride.
I would. Payne is a better ball handler, but McBride's a better shooter, and he's probably a better defender. I'd bring in McBride if you're going to go that route. Say I'm a fan of both Thompson brothers.
Yeah, no, I think Amen could very well end up being the best player on Houston.
That I agree with. Technically, I know he's not a scorer yet. I think he's the best player now. But once he develops a consistent mid-range jump shot, any kind of perimeter shot to go what he already does, I think he becomes their best player officially.
It must be so annoying playing Jalen Brunson. He gets a very friendly whistle.
I'll put it this way. He gets a Luka whistle, and that's about as friendly as you can get. Because Luka can dip his shoulder into the defender, and he's still going to the foul line. Nobody gets a friendlier whistle. Maybe, let me see. I'll go Luka, Jalen Brunson, and Trae Young.
Good hit by Cade. That's a tough shot. Yeah, no. I do like everybody, will talk about how Brunson's always looking for fouls. But listen, if they're going to give him to you, why wouldn't you sit there for 40 minutes looking for fouls?
By the way, I feel the same way when people go, well, all SGA tries to do is hunt fouls. Like, I think SGA is taking advantage of today's rules, and he knows that if he goes to the basket strong enough, somebody is going to slap him or clamp down, and he's going to get to the free throw line. I don't think he's flopping. If you're trying to say he's trying to generate contact to get to the foul line, yes, I 100% believe that, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Say, I'm all for it. If it gets you, buckets, if it gets you easy offense, do it.
That's what I say. If you can find another way to generate offense, especially when you're not shooting well, if you can generate offense by getting to the basket and get to the free throw line, more power to you.
Good block by Bridges. Listen, Tim, you got to slow it down here. Like Malik Beasley's on a heater. Tim Hardaway is just shooting like he's on one, but he's not even close.
And he's doing things that are out of character, out of pocket. Is Tim Hardaway Jr. good off the bounce? He absolutely is not.
Right. Like, this is like the third time I've seen him attack the rim, and I'm just like, if you're attacking a closeout, that's one thing, but he's just straight up trying to attack guys off the dribble. Like, not a good Tim Hardaway game.
No. And he's a vet. He's got to be smarter than that. Play to your strengths. I've been a big OG fan going back to when he was with the Raptors. I just think that he's a really well-balanced basketball player on both sides of the floor.
He is. Oh, here we go. Knicks are starting to re-seize momentum. I'm watching that and I'm like, okay, come on now. You would have given Brunson the call on that one.
Right. Right.
I think that's the only frustrating part sometimes about watching Brunson. It's like I watch the same thing happen, like right there. Like I'm watching that, I'm like, all right, good hit by Brunson. But yeah, some of these calls are like, okay, Brunson just got that on the other end like 2 plays ago. That's a great hit.
He makes a lot of tough contested shots.
Say good timeout though. Get your team to the sideline, talk it over.
Yeah, it was a needed timeout for sure. There were the momentum had shifted, and the Pistons' offense had become stagnant again.
I was saying, now I'm just trying to imagine, like,
Damian said Wemby to Portland. Oh, he's wild.
I think you could offer anybody on your team for Wemby and all your picks, and they'd probably be like, yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah.
He's probably, like, when we talk about untouchable guys in the league, Wemby's, like, one of the few on that short list.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. That would be Wemby, Anthony Edwards, Giannis. You don't. I mean, again, it would have to be him demanding or something. But he's pretty untouchable in the sense that you're not looking to move him. Joker,
Luka in LA. I know he just got traded. But the one thing about LA is they will always live or die and treat their superstars right.
Oh,
live
yeah.
or die by their superstars. So.
Yeah, Luke is not going anywhere.
Yeah, like for Nico, he might have been, tradable, but Lakers, I don't think he's, touchable now in LA.
I think it's interesting listening to some of the NBA chatter because when a team loses. And look again. I didn't think the Lakers were title contenders. I don't think you did either. But I'll readily admit I thought they could beat the Timberwolves in the first round. And Ant and company proved me wrong. But when a team loses, then the chatter shifts to, well, like you get somebody like Perkins doing the hot take where it's, well, they're not going to win a title with Luka. What was his take was. Luka's going to win a title before Anthony. No, it was Anthony Edwards will win a title before Luka. That could be true. But if it is true, I think that it would be because they would go on a great run this season, and that could happen. But I don't look when you look at Minnesota top to bottom, they're flawed in their own right. They're not really a good offensive team. They're not. They were able to outplay a flawed Lakers team, but they're a flawed offensive team. They don't have consistent shooting, and that actually includes their best player. And they don't really have a lot of playmakers. Everything is really dependent on Ant, and maybe every now and then you get a little bit of playmaking from Julius Randle. What they are, and you can't deny this, is they're dogs defensively. They're really good at rebounding, and they beat you a lot of times at 50-50 balls, but I don't think Minnesota's an offensive dynamo.
And the funny part is, I think the worst take that I've seen out of all those Lakers Wolves takes was definitely when people are like, you see, Nico is right to trade Luka. Like, all because they lost one series doesn't make them any less stupid. Like, let's be real here.
And all I was saying, even when the trade happened, if you want to trade Luka, okay, but you should have gotten a treasure trove for Luka. And AD is a good start, but you should have got AD, Austin Reeves. You should have got the Lakers' first pick, their first round pick. You should have gotten more than you got for Luka. That's all I'm saying. And I didn't view Luka as untradeable, and I've admired what he does well, but he does have holes in his game. Luka's getting ready to hit his prime, but in a lot of ways, watching him, he reminds me of James Harden at the peak of his powers in Houston. He's such a dominant offensive player that he can give you great levels of success, but I don't know if you can win a title with that type of player because he's not an easy player to play with. And I'm saying this as a Laker fan who I'm happy with the trade, but when LeBron leaves, at some point LeBron's going to leave, and it's going to be Luka's team. Or are they going to be able to find another? He didn't have to be let's say all-star player to play alongside Luka, and it works because I don't think Luka's easy to play with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good, great pass by Brunson.
Brunson is just in a great rhythm right now offensively. He's seeing the floor well, getting to all his spots when he wants to score. Get the ball out of the man's hands. Keep saying that. Make somebody else on the Knicks create offense, and they really don't have a lot of guys that can do that.
Oh, what bad defense by OG right there. Oh, wow. You bailed him out. Ooh.
And you bailed out a guy that's not even a shooter, right? That, like, if you just body him up and don't even raise up with him, the likelihood he's missing that anyway.
I'd say, yeah, just a halfway decent contest, and that shot just isn't even close.
I'll give the Pistons credit. They're behind, but they're hanging around. They're not letting the Knicks get a 12 or 15-point separation. And they're bringing it back in Mr. Heater, right? Malik's back in. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see it. I just want to see more Beasley bombs. I love it.
You know what? You just created a great term. Beasley bombs. I love it.
A Stewart. That's it. I'll give it Stewart credit. He's finding ways to get to the line as Mikal takes a fall. Great ball movement right there. A good extra pass to OG in the corner.
OG is deadly in those corners.
Good pass. That was great too by the Pistons. It's funny. Like the Knicks, watching the Knicks, you're like, get the ball out of Brunson's hands, but the Pistons somehow keep ending up with the ball in Hardaway's hands, and you're like, get the ball out of his hands.
Right.
But it's like for two opposite reasons.
And Brunson again, he's just getting to his spots. It's too easy. He's making it look too easy.
Okay, Cade just lost it. Oh, they got lucky. Alrighty, here we go.
I love that Asur just keeps attacking the basket. Look, it's a proven formula. He's quick, athletic, and I don't think the Knicks really don't have a lot of rim protection.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, they're ironically their best rim protector is probably just OG right now on the court.
Right.
Oh. Nice little pocket pass. Oh, good double by OG. As I call the jump. Great late double there to poke the ball free. Love that. Love that from OG.
Yeah, don't make a pocket pass to Paul Reed. Don't do that.
I was going to say they got a clean look.
In and out. It is tough.
Yeah, say that three ball isn't falling. The only guy looks like that's getting him consistent offense right now is Asur.
Are they playing hack of Mitchell Robinson? Which is a good strategy because he's an awful free throw shooter. Watch him make both. Wow.
Ooh, there was no arc on that. Oh my goodness. That's a straight fastball at the rim. Okay, yep. Just play hack a Mitch.
I would do it. I would get him off the court.
Oh!
Why would you do that?
Yep, we're doing it. I love it. I love it. See, people are going to complain that this isn't basketball, but also, like, good old-fashioned hack-a-shack never hurt anyone.
All right, but it is basketball. And if your guy can make free throws, why are we even having this argument? It's up to Mitchell Robinson to make him pay.
Right?
He doesn't look very confident.
No, he does not. Good. There we go. See, do that a couple more times. He'll forget that idea. Okay.
I think the Pistons need to continue attacking the basket.
Yeah, they. Did Harris just try to Statue of Liberty that? Oh, just like McCall just did. Oh, on his
Ooh.
head.
Damn. With the left hand.
You need an answer, Pistons. Little give and go at. Good hit, Cade. He thought he was fouled.
That was a desperately needed bucket. Okay.
He should aim for the backboard, bank him in if he has to. Yeah. Listen, go full Rick Barry. Shoot those underhand free throws.
All right, let's see if the Pistons got one more run in them.
They could definitely use one. And this quarter strong, so it's not an uphill battle in the fourth.
Right. The Knicks are definitely trying to get some separation. So, yeah. This is where you need Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris, Dennis Schroeder, somebody else, or Cade himself. Cade can take people off the dribble. He needs to make up his mind like, I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to go to the basket.
I completely agree. I would definitely love to see them get more inside. Even Cade hasn't really been going inside, rather settling for those little 12-foot middies, which he can hit, but they're just selling out to make sure he does not get to the basket. All right, here we go. Alrighty. Take this time to say thank you for everybody who's been watching us and tuning in. Definitely appreciate you guys. We got ourselves a fun game. Can the Pistons hang on and make this a 7-game series? Or will the Knicks be the ones to finish the series and set themselves up for a duel with Boston?
Those two beautiful words, Game 7. Woo! Come on, Pistons. Show some fight.
I need at least one Game 7, whether it's them or the Clippers beating the Nuggets later tonight.
I thought that was the one first round series that I really believe was going to be a 7-game series. We'll find out, because I really thought the Clippers were shell shocked in Game 5, but I expect Kawhi to play big. I think Norman Powell will play big. The only question is James Harden going to join them?
Yeah, it's always so weird to talk about it in that regard, right? Because he's going to go down as, one of the 4 greatest shooting guards to ever play the game.
No doubt.
It's just always feels so weird to just think about how far he drops in the playoffs.
It's tough.
All right, Paul Reed going to the line for 2. Hey, you're fouling Mitchell Robinson. You better knock these down. Yeah, see, I don't understand what Josh Hart was doing there. Like, why did you leave your feet to make that pass?
Right.
He thought he was fouled, but I thought there was pretty clearly nothing cooking on that one. I love that stat line from Paul Reed. Just no points, 7 rebounds, 4 fouls.
That is the epitome of cardio.
They say to me that's just the hey, guess what? You get to play the hack a Shack rule today, so sorry, he has 7 minutes. He has 1 rebound. Nah, yeah. It's always funny seeing guys when they get put into a hack a Shack role because then they get like the weird stat lines like that. Yeah, no, I don't know if the Pistons make this game close if they're going to let Brunson go wherever he wants without much of an issue.
He is. There's no question he's been the best player in the game tonight for sure. I keep waiting to see if Cade is going to step up, and because Detroit desperately needs Cade to spearhead a run.
Absolutely, and he can. Like the Pistons can definitely make a run. We saw it earlier this game. It's just frustrating to watch him right now. You know, they'd say like when I used to watch Carmelo Anthony, they say if you got 3 dribbles off, it was too late. It feels like this is kind of the same situation with Brunson. Like if he gets that many dribbles off and he's like in the paint, like 5 feet away from the basket, it's too late already. Like you should have never let him get to this far in the first place. Say Tibbs drawing up some sort of play on the sidelines. So here's the play, knock down this free throw.
And when's the last time Cat touched the ball? Like he's kind of like just been disappeared on the offense.
Yeah, I guess with the way that the Pistons are guarding Brunson, you don't really need anybody else to touch the ball right now.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Say the Pistons have normally had really good third quarters this series, but they're getting blown out of this one.
Yeah, Cat's only taken 7 shots the entire game. That's crazy.
Oh, you can't do that.
All right, time to take Paul Reed out.
Yeah, you can't foul somebody 90 feet away from the basket as they're falling out of bounds. Like, yeah, that. There, I think they're in those 4, so it'll be interesting if like Durant picks up another quick one. What do they do? Oh, what a roll!
Well, I mean, they've been getting away with playing Tobias Harris on Cat, and he's done a great job. I guess you could play small ball and have have Tobias Harris play the 5. It might help speed up your offense. I don't think Cat can guard Tobias Harris. That's what the Pistons need to do. They need to play a lot faster because their half court offense it just ball sticks too much.
Brunson with like that one-legged Dirk fade. Josh Hart is not happy. Let's see. All right. Well. Oh, OG. Oh, right. OG. Oh, they're looking for a flagrant.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see if they find anything.
I saw the play. I did not see a flagrant, but there, if you slow it down, maybe there's more there than I thought.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of threw him, but also it also looked like he kind of embellished that a little bit. Well, let's say that's already the fourth on OG. Yeah, you can see him say he's grabbing me. They just might upgrade that. He really, it looks like he kind of threw him, or at least he sold it well enough.
I feel like both players had their arms wrapped around each other. I think that's a no call. That's a play on. I think that's a no call. Or you could give double technicals if you want.
Now it's a coach's. It went from a review for a flagrant to a coach's challenge.
Really? Okay.
That's what the announcer just said. Now the So Tibbs wants to say there's a foul on Schroeder for holding OG.
Right.
Listen, it's a absolute veteran move right there for Dennis, though, to completely sell that. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So, unsuccessful challenge. Play on. But they did rule it a common foul, so there's going to be no flagrant, technical free throws.
Okay. I'm actually okay with that because, like I said, both guys were grabbing each other, and it starts with Schroeder grabbing OG.
Yeah, I know. He absolutely, just kind of wrapped him up there. Tibbs is furious.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Tibbs happy.
That's fair. I do like the little guard screens that they're running. It's working for them. There they are. There's Rip and Ben Wallace. Say prime Rip in 2025 would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, because he's another guy who's great running off the ball. He's terrific moving without the ball.
Yeah, he ran he already ran off like 20 off ball screens when he played in the 2000s, but the only difference was they were setting those like 16 feet away from the basket. So I feel like he wouldn't have too much of a problem adjusting to playing in this era of basketball. Oh, foul on Cat.
Oh, okay.
I see you, Dennis. Dennis got bumped by OG and he sold that. Look at him. Look at him fly off the screen. Say, I'm a big Jalen Duren fan. I love his game.
And he'll only get better. He'll only get better.
Absolutely. It's that Hardaway. Yeah, the Knicks have pretty much taken their defensive strategy and focused it all on Malik Beasley, which fair.
So no Cade on the floor. It's critical that they be able to at least keep the lead where it is.
Yeah, say that they cannot get blown out in this next minute, 40 seconds. I don't think Cade's going to get a long rest, but if they can rest him comfortably till the end of the quarter, that would be great.
How much rest do you think Brunson's going to get the rest of the way?
Oof. I think you could. I think at this rate, you could probably rest him for like at the start the fourth for like 2 minutes. Especially if Mikel's doing that.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, no, I think you can get away. Give him like 2 minutes at the beginning of the quarter, or maybe depending how those minutes go, sneak him into third. The last thing I want to see the Knicks do, I like physical defense, but don't be stupid. Don't start putting the Pistons on the free throw line. Like, the last thing you want to do is give the Pistons points while the clock's not moving. So I need them to play physical, but they got to be careful as well.
Correct. And they need to finish this quarter as strongly as possible. Try to close the gap any way you can. I don't care if it's getting downhill, getting to the foul line, being a little bit stouter on defense. Because right now the Knicks, everything the Pistons are getting, it comes hard. Everything the Knicks seem to be getting is within the flow of their offense.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping this fourth quarter is nice and close, and we get a nail biter all the way to the end. Knicks ball. That's rough. That's such a bad break for the Pistons right there. Great defense. You just couldn't corral the board. Yeah, don't do that, Cat. You weren't fouled. You're fine. You just created all that contact. Josh Hart.
Nice.
Okay. Good job, Hart. If I were Schroeder, I would have just taken that myself.
You'd been better off.
Ooh, all right. Well, 11-point game. Pistons season's on life alert. Let's see if they can make the comeback. Do you think the Nuggets close it out tonight, Mo?
My gut feeling is they do. I do. My gut feeling is the Nuggets close it out. Look, they completely dominated the Clippers the last game, and I think what did Joker have, like 11 or 12 points? And you can have a game where Joker doesn't have to exert himself. You can almost guarantee that tonight you're looking at a 29, 15, and 10 game.
Yeah, I think that Jokic is going to go nuts tonight, and I think the Clippers are going to need multiple guys to really step up tonight to match it and really offset it. The question is, and this I feel like this will be the deciding factor, is Jamal Murray still in a rhythm?
Yeah. Look, if Jamal Murray continues to do what he's done the last couple of games, and then you get Joker being Joker, series is over. If the Clippers can't at least slow Jamal Murray down, this series is over.
Mo, I need your thoughts on all the hate Luka's getting right now, brother. I think they desperately needed a lob threat to compliment him.
You are 100% correct, Andre. Luka needs a lob threat to complement what he does, and he needs a wing defender to take some pressure off of him. Not just a defender, but a catch and shoot guy that can make threes. The Lakers need to add more athleticism up front and in the backcourt.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like I said, and at the end of the day, too, I think you're going to get you guys are going to be a lot better next year, too. And I think somebody who's going to show great improvement next year, too, JJ Redick. I thought he made some, rookie head coaching mistakes down the stretch in some of those games. And I think he's going to learn from everything, and he's going to get better.
And let's not forget, we almost forget that we've got a young man on our roster right now who will be better in his second year. That'll be Dalton Connect. Correct, right? I think he'll be a better player. I think he'll be a bigger part of the rotation next season. And I do think Rob Pelinka he's got work to do. If you can get a Herb Jones from the Pelicans, that's terrific. That answers a need. Now you have to go out. Here's a guy that I want the Lakers to pursue. I want him to be the number one guy the Lakers go after. I want the Lakers to acquire Nicholas Claxton from the Brooklyn Nets.
I would love that for you guys. If you could find a way to pull that one off, that would be great.
Nicholas Claxton answers everything you want for Luka. He's a rim threat, but when you watch him run, he doesn't run like a center. He runs like a small forward. Nicholas Claxton gets up and down the floor. He's a great rim protector, finishes great at the rim, good rebounder, can play defense in space, so he's not a liability. I want that to be the Lakers' priority. And I know, obviously, the Nets are in a rebuild mode. I don't know what the Lakers would have to put together to acquire Nicholas Claxton, but I would definitely look to go after him.
So they also have another fun option for you guys. I think another hot name on the market's going to be Cam Johnson.
The Cam Johnson that used to be on the Suns as well, right?
Oh yeah.
So you know what? We can solve our major needs if we could just pull off some kind of blockbuster trade with the Nets, because we could get Cam Johnson and Nicholas Claxton. We're money. We're made.
Hey, yeah, and you guys did. You only gave up that one pick in the Luka deal, so you still have like your 20, 30 picks and everything. So, like,
and
you have some assets to burn.
And the Nets are, like I said, they're clearly a team looking to rebuild. And look, depending on where the lottery ball falls, I think it impacts what the Nets do in the offseason. If they don't end up getting one of the top 3 picks in the draft, I think the Nets are very much will be open for business when it comes to trades.
It's funny if the Nets do get like Cooper Flag, I can see them catching everybody off guard with how competitive they are this year. I think they're a team that are pretty set if you have the guy on your team. Like, they've set themselves nicely. And if Cooper Flag comes in and he's just as good as we think he can be, even like a scaled down like rookie version, like that Nets team could be a ton of fun as early as next year.
They have a lot of really good, young, talented guys. And I think we both agree, really good players. None of them are the guy, but they do have a couple of guys that can be the guy that play alongside the guy, if you know what I'm saying. If you can acquire Cooper Flag, if you draft him and he's what we project him to be, they've got a guy. And suddenly the Nets, I think they can make a huge turnaround. We talked about it. We gave the Pistons all the flowers in the world from going from 14 wins last year to being right now in the playoffs, in a game 6, fighting for their playoff lives. I think the Nets, if they could be that fortunate and they're able to draft Cooper Flag, I think they can have the same kind of turnaround.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are going to give Pacers fits. I think the interesting thing to watch from that series is here we go. I think the interesting part will be because the Pacers are going to try to play fast, and they're going to try to play that double big look right off the floor with shooting. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup goes. Who should the Bucks target? We broke.
He said we broke.
That's the challenge, though, right? Like, I haven't really gone through and listed like guys who could be available for like the vet min and like mid-level exception, but like, because like I want to be realistic, because of course I would love to say like, yeah, we should get like Cam Johnson, but we don't have Cam Johnson money, so at the end of the day, I'll get back to you on that one when I have a better answer after I look at like some of the cheap guys that are available.
Well, let me phrase that question in a different way. Not who you target, but what is a need position for your team? Like, what do you need to add to Giannis?
Giannis is like the easiest guy in the world to build around, it feels like, right? Like, length, athleticism, but mainly shooting and defense. Like, it's Giannis can, kind of give you a good chunk of defense on his own, but mainly you just want to add a lot of shooting around Giannis. So, like, that's why, like, Malik Beasley, for example, was so good for us last year. It's why our best lineup that Doc refused to touch until the second half of Game 4 was Dame, AJ Green, Trent Jr., and Bobby Portis. Like, building around Giannis isn't really all that, challenging per se. You have to find guys who are comfortable operating off the ball and will knock down their shots.
I agree. I was only thinking from the standpoint that it would be nice to add some more athleticism to the roster overall.
I agree. I hope we may retain. I would say I'd love to retain Jericho Sims, but he wasn't somebody that we were kind of playing anyway, and I don't know if he gets out of Doc's doghouse there. So I'd love to see him just go somewhere that's good for him. Oh, gee. What a take. I love it.
OG's come to play tonight. He's been balling. I feel like the Knicks are trying to impose their will, and I'm wondering if the Pistons can respond, because right now they got them on their heels.
Yeah, no, they're reeling right now. The Pistons want to, come back. They better get something going on this possession. Just show me something that, shows that you're not completely flustered right now.
Because when I see Cade come up to the court, he looks tired, but I need him to be more in attack mode. That's a good start.
Yeah. See, this Pistons offense looks really good when they're getting downhill and attacking Cat. Like, it looks really good when they're doing that. Yeah, no, I think Bobby has a player option that I think he's taking. So I definitely think Bobby will be back next year. Brooke, he's somebody that I still think Brooke has value. I think people kind of overhate on Brooke too much, but I think that people just need to understand like he's a matchup specific player, but I do think in those matchups he does provide immense value. Oh no, get it! Oh, Detroit!
That's terrible.
Oh.
That. I mean, there's one blue jersey, and he gets the ball.
I don't need three this early in the clock.
No,
you got to run some offense here.
And it's not like the 3-point shot is Cade's strength.
I think it almost feels like the Pistons right now are just kind of expecting Duran's going to grab rebounds and like he's a good guy for grabbing boards, but in the meantime, like you can't only rely on him to be grabbing rebounds. Oh, hello! How many threes has Tobias Harris? Has 1 3 so far. We had a TikTok question. How many 3-pointers does Tobias have? He has 1 right now.
Does somebody have a parlay going on?
I'm guessing.
Okay. He won't take a lot of threes, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Get the ball out of his hand. What are you doing? That was good. That was good. I like that. I got a little confused for a minute. I'm like, why is Jalen Duren dribbling so much? But
right.
I think Duren can like do some ball handling for you, but at the same time, like watching him try to dribble in traffic was just like
it was scary. Look, I say that to say I'm also a huge Jalen Duren fan, and I don't think he's anywhere near the player he's gonna be as he continues to develop.
No, I agree. I love him. I think he has a fantastic future ahead of him. Pistons might have a little life. And yeah.
I hope so.
Thinks we trade for either KCP or MPJ. I have to look at the salaries because, like, MPJ would be kind of fun. KCP would be kind of fun. But the problem with, like, trading for KCP is, like, which KCP are we getting?
This is true. Are you going to get the KCP that helped the Nuggets and Lakers win titles and was a terrific floor spacer on offense? Or you're going to get the KCP that's been a bricklayer for the Magic all year?
Yeah, like if we're getting like Nuggets KCP, I'm down. But like if we're getting Orlando Magic KCP, like I'm very much okay with him staying in Orlando.
Everybody has a guy that they target for their team. I love the Nick Claxton, a guy who I think has always been a good role player if you put him in the right situation. I think the Lakers should pursue Bruce Brown. I like Bruce Brown.
Yeah, no, that would be a good name. Say he was absolutely vital to that Nuggets championship win. Say I think both Schroeder and Malik Beasley are going to be free agents this year as well for the Pistons. Both could be a quality pickup. Schroeder is interesting though because he's just a lot more ball dominant than you'd expect from a backup like guard. So, like, he doesn't always fit in places where he's not on the ball a decent amount.
He's a point guard, but he's not really a true facilitator type point guard. He's more of a scorer than he is a point guard.
Yeah, and like that's why like teams will try to play him off the ball and it just won't work. Like it's almost like with when he was in Golden State, like that's why he didn't really work with the Warriors. They kept trying to play him off the ball, and you're just kind of like, that ain't working for me, or that ain't working for him. You know that. Oh, they got to stop showing these Wingstop commercials.
Have they showed the one with Jalen Green yet?
Oh yeah.
Wingstop, you got to get out of that relationship. You got to get out of there.
Yeah, no, I said, man, yeah, no, that give me a 8-piece combo. I actually just went there on Tuesday.
That's my daughter's favorite place, man. She can't stay away from it.
Say now I'm craving it, but I also know I can't. Say I can't right now. I gotta wait till I get paid again. But yeah, now I'm craving it. I'm addicted to Wingstop. That's fair. Oh, he almost aggressive defense by Schroeder almost forced a turnover there.
Okay, I like that though. Good. More ball pressure so they can speed the Knicks up, because right now the Knicks have controlled the pace of this game.
Oh, yep, there we go. We're running in transition. Somebody come help Cade. Oh, almost lost it. Oh, don't do this to me. Okay. They're aggressively getting this ball inside right now to Duran. I love it. I genuinely thought when Hardaway dribbled that thing back out to the corner, I'm like, don't shoot this. I know you, Tim.
That's funny because I swore he was going to shoot that.
And this is kind of the problem with Dennis Schroeder at times and why he doesn't always fit everywhere. He has a scorer mentality, but he's an inconsistent scorer, and that just kind of leads to problems when you actually try to pair him next to another really good scorer.
It's true. He's been liked everywhere he's gone, but no franchise has loved him because he does have a unique skill set.
I would still love to see him in Orlando.
I think he would be a better fit for them than KCP. At least this current version. I don't know if KCP gets in the gym, finds his shot, gets back to being the 3-and-D guy that he had been. But he just didn't do it in Orlando. And I don't know if it's the way they run their offense or their system, but it just didn't work out.
It's one of those things that, like, you know, Schroeder and the Wagners have great chemistry on like the German national team. And if I'm the Magic, I would, you know, because he doesn't cost a lot. So I would give him a contract to see if maybe that, you know, has something. Oh, here we go. Yep. Oh, Pistons ramping up the ball pressure.
Look at that. Contesting shots. Okay. But you got to get a rebound. You got to end possessions. There you go. Let's go. They're making their last run. Let's go.
Tim Hardaway. He doesn't do anything all game, but then just arguably hits the biggest three of the night.
He is easily one of the most streakiest players I've ever seen.
Mikal lost it.
Yeah. Not his strength.
Tibbs, where is it? Okay, they didn't call it. Okay.
Oh, that spin. My God.
I was going to say, I didn't see it right away. I was like, Tibbs, you better be calling that timeout. I'd be at half court. Like, yep, nope. We're not doing this. And say the Knicks have allowed the Pistons to speed them up to their pace.
Yes. I'm glad Coach Bickerstaff recognized that we've got to put some ball pressure on them and speed up the game, because the Knicks are very methodical, and you've got to disrupt their rhythm.
Yeah,
and weird, right? Because now the Pistons have caught them, And I'm sure they're in the huddle like we need to move the ball, find better options. If the Knicks lose this game, I can hear it now. Karl Anthony Towns, you only had 9 or 10 points. Like that can't all be on him if he's only taken 7 shots.
Oh no, we'll have a Shaq in the inside the NBA. Just he played like a real big man. That was still one of my favorite playoff moments when he said that. He's like, well, you played like a real big man. Somebody's like, Shaq, he didn't score in the second half.
I was laughing last night when he was trying to be sarcastic with, how well Rudy played. And he was like, faking like he was about to throw up. Rudy Gobert is dominating. Like he was, look, Rudy Gobert is a very good basketball player. I want to say I get it, but I actually don't get the Rudy Gobert hate.
It's funny because people make Rudy Gobert seem so easy to stop, right? Like I was on TikTok and I saw somebody go, Rudy, he just has no bag. You just have to keep him outside the paint, like. And I'm just like, you only have to keep him outside the paint. Like one, you better be hitting your threes in order to accomplish that.
Yes.
As soon as you have 1 9-shooter out there, he's going to eat that matchup alive. But also, people act like it's easy to keep a 7'2", 260-pound Rudy Gobert away from the basket. Like the Lakers got that lesson yesterday. They thought they could small ball Rudy Gobert, and that only works if you're hitting your shots. They weren't, and Rudy made him pay for it.
Agreed. Oh, Kyle makes a great point. He said Schroeder has a scorer's mentality without being a great scorer. Yes.
You know that Rudy stat line hurt Shaq to his heart? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, my dream, like, for the next round is, like I said, it's Warriors-Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves win the series on a walk-off Rudy Gobert, like, poster dunk on Draymond. That would be the greatest ending to that series.
Rudy Gobert would frame that dunk in his living room. Maybe in his bedroom as well.
Gene says, let's go Pistons. I agree. Give me a game 7. Like, I don't care who wins the game 7, but give me a game 7.
Well, I do because we both picked the Knicks to win the series. So, I mean, I'm cool with game 7, but I'm going to need the Knicks to win. Because game 7s can go either way, maybe they should take care of business tonight.
Yeah, say it. At least at the end of the day, they'll have the advantage. They'll be in the Garden. That's a tough place to play. Say the Knicks just have to slow this game back down.
Yeah, very much so.
They can't run with the Pistons. Like we've seen this multiple times in this series. They just flat out cannot do it.
And I think if the Pistons are going to keep going at this pace, that and not just unlocks Dorn, but it does unlock their shooters. When they play faster, they play with a better rhythm.
Mm-hmm. Pick the Pistons. If it goes to 7, get Reggie Miller out of retirement just to tell Spike Lee to sit down.
I love Reggie.
Oh, they're busting out the full court press now.
Okay.
Oh, I love this. Oh, miscommunication. Pistons ball.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, the Knicks are all out of sorts. Say trying to get Brunson in that action. Yup, Cage in the sweet spot. Buckets. Pistons up 2. This is getting physical. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I'm not too sure about that.
I love it. I mean, don't out and out foul like that, but be smarter. Hardaway tries to go. He did foul him. He did foul him. It's a foul. You can't. If you really call for the replay for Hardaway, you're going to lose that challenge. You can't body him up and not. Even if you don't put your hands on him, if you body him up, is a foul. That's a foul. I don't think he gets
coach's challenge.
That's going to be interesting. I think it's close, but I don't know if they overturn. Tim Hardaway's hitting his chest, so he must feel really good about this. Okay.
It looked like Brunson was the one to actually initiate the contact there. Like
he 100% initiated the contact. But all I'm saying is we're being consistent. When offensive players initiate the contact, they don't call the foul on them almost 90% of the time. So why would it be different now?
No, that's fair. I'm definitely interested to see this, but I genuinely don't think that's a foul on Hardaway. Like it'll probably still be a foul. They'll probably lose the coach's challenge, but it didn't really feel like that was a foul on Hardaway rather than Brunson just slipped.
He lost his footing. I agree. But the way it played out, it'll be interesting. They might overturn this. I didn't think they would initially, but they might.
Yeah, looking at
because Brunson did initiate the contact, but again, like I said, we watch this all the time. Harden initiates the contact. Luka initiates the contact. They still get the call. I don't know why that is. It just is.
Well, this is going to be huge.
Yeah, he stuck his leg out. You saw how he stuck his leg out. I don't think he gets overturned because Tim Hardaway stuck his leg out. He didn't do it with his hands, but I think they're going to see that. They're not going to overturn this.
I think they might call the grab with the right hand or him sticking his leg out.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing, because he's acting like I didn't even touch the guy. Like, you didn't touch him? There's no contact? Dude, you took him down.
From the first angle, it looked like it was all Brunson, but they might use those back angles to say that he grabbed him.
The leg in or the grab, because he extended his leg. That helped trip him.
Flopper chance in Detroit. I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
Flopper.
I don't think they overturned this, but I could be wrong. I just feel like that had more contact than people initially thought.
This is big. Like, this is either a tie game, most likely if Brunson hits both, or the Pistons have a chance to put this thing up two possessions.
Look, the Pistons being the younger team and the less experienced team, they need to build up some kind of lead. They need to get some separation, like at least get up 6 points, 8 points. They need some separation.
Let's see. No foul.
Really? Wow.
So now the Pistons get another one.
Okay. Let's go.
Jump ball.
Go.
Hardaway versus Brunson jump ball.
Hardaway
should win this one.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of hop. I think Hardaway should win it, but Brunson's a cagey dude. Oh, look, Tim Hardaway standing up. Let's play some D, son. Yeah.
Anybody can do the jump ball, so it's just Duran versus Cat. Honestly, Duran, I'll give my money.
Duran got more hop than Cat too. Yeah.
Okay, somebody got hooked on. I think somebody got hooked on the jump ball. I think Cat straight up grabbed Duran on that jump ball.
He did, and then he tried to flop. He tried to flop. Look, Cat doubles over like somebody did something to him. Replay that. I want to see
replay because why are you? Oh yeah, now you're okay. Okay, let go of him, Cat.
That was a lot of contact for a jump ball.
Dennis and McKell. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's Knicks ball. Okay. What? He just
Those-
straight up
those-
what?
Those are horrible jump balls. He clubbed him again, right? Didn't he club him? He hit Doran, and then he doubles over after he hits Doran. That's funny.
Yeah. You know, you got to try to make sure they don't call a foul on you. You got to sell like you got hit.
Right.
He just straight up tried to reverse psychology himself out of a foul right there.
And that's what Doran is saying to the refs, like, he hit me.
Here we go. Yeah, no, this is what we've been just kind of calling for. Oh, good pass by Brunson. That's just kind of what we've been calling for all game, though, Mo. It's just more physicality defensively, and as soon as they ramped it up, they closed the gap.
Right. They have to play with some kind of fight. I would if I were the Knicks, I would return the ball pressure. Because right now the Pistons are in their bag. Like he's got Doran down. He can find Doran all day on that action. Doran's going to be open.
You know what's kind of scary, Mo? I'm watching like Brunson get bothered by this ball pressure, and my first thought is if they go match up against the Celtics, they're going to get killed. Oh!
What was that?
Hart turned it over.
No! Wow!
The Knicks
they're falling apart.
Brunson, what are you doing? Offensive foul. Brunson,
They're losing their poise. Wow.
Yeah. You didn't need that. Like, oh my goodness. Not just take the first shot available.
That was a terrible shot.
Like a terrible turnover, then Brunson just doubles down with an awful shot.
Right.
Like, I know Brunson can hit that, but once again, like, there's a difference between can hit that and should take it.
Right.
Wow. Like, and
taking that shot, you're playing faster, right? You're speeding up the game. That's not how the Knicks play.
No. And the Knicks are the veteran team. You'd expect in this situation for them to be more poised, but it's the Pistons who look more poised than the Knicks.
That's what's blowing my mind, that the Pistons are the more poised team. There go Tibbs again, looking like he had sour grapes. Like, calm down, buddy. Calm down.
Yeah,
you got to make your free throws. You got to make your free throws, young man.
You're right, Andre. They've been playing at the Pistons' pace this whole quarter.
Right. Correct. The ball pressure has disrupted the Knicks' offense. I like that, but don't make dumb fouls.
Yeah, you know what?
Smart. Be smart.
You know what? Terrific game from Asar. If that's his last minutes of this game, which I don't think it will be, but what a game so far from Asar Thompson. Just an absolutely terrific performance.
He's played really well. Really well.
God.
He's giving him energy.
No, don't do something. You got 5 on 4. I say you got numbers.
Attack the basket.
Ooh, he tried. Here we go. Here's what. Go. There we go. Oh, timeout. Oh, use it or lose it. Timeout. I like it. Actually, that's a good timeout, JB. I got confused for a second, but Josh Hart's still complaining about the foul. No call from like 3 possessions ago.
Right. Got to move on. I think this is where you draw up a play that you've got a play that you can draw up, or you could just do that action with Doran on the other side, because that action is always open.
Yeah, you don't even need anything too crazy though, right? Like even just the basic pick and rolls, they've been blitzing them, and then that dump off the Duran's just been right there.
Right.
I think you almost run a similar play. So at the beginning of the third quarter, they ran the pick and roll, they blitzed it, so they dumped it off to Duran, but they had a sewer cut from the corner because the Soares man from the corner just continues to come over and try to help and get that sneaky steal.
Right.
I would almost try to replicate that. Like, listen, we're going to run the pick and roll, going to dump it to Duran, but if you see your man, try to go for that steal, you cut also. Because then you're just going to get a wide open dunk if you just follow in right behind.
Right.
Yeah, Brunson just fourth quarter has not been there for him these past 2 games.
We haven't talked about it all night. Could it be fatigue? Just saying.
Yeah. And that's the problem with the Knicks, right? Like you run your entire offense through them. And, at the beginning of series, that's fine. But now we're into the dog days of game 6 and, now looking at a game 7.
Right.
How much fuel will he have in the tank for a game 7? Oh, Hardaway lost it.
They have to get another ball handler. The Knicks do.
Oh, Brunson missed. I think they just need to get Tim Hardaway out of this game.
That would be a good thing too.
I'm not even like a Tim Hardaway hater, for example, but
yeah, but put Malik back on the floor, or put a Soar back on the floor.
Oh, you know what? As soon as I say that, he does hit that. So fine, I'll shut up about you, Tim.
He needed it. He needed it. Yeah. And this is the cushion. They need this kind of cushion because Brunson is going to bait somebody into fouling him. He will. Schroeder can't resist himself. There it is. Right? There it is.
As soon as you said that, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And so Schroeder tries to fall down and sell it like it's a charge, but you're openly moving, bro. You're not getting that call.
No, absolutely.
I'm a huge Jalen Brunson fan. I really am. But I think that if the Knicks are ever going to take that next step and be not playoff contender, but a title contender, they have to find another guy that can handle the ball and give him some relief.
A coach's challenge? I thought that was pretty clear and one, but
really? Oh
yeah.
JB's feeling good because he won the last one. You're not going to win this one. I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, like even your smaller, like we talk about how limited like smaller guards that actually led a title team were. Like there's not very many, but the two that you think of, like Isaiah had Dumars.
He did.
Steph
he had Draymond and Clay, right? But he also had, I'm talking about the first iteration of the Warriors. Iguodala was a playmaker for them off the dribble. Like they had multiple guys that could handle the ball.
And like Mikal Bridges can handle the ball if he's creating a shot for himself. The problem is like he can make really good like connective reads. Like he can keep the ball moving. Yeah, unsuccessful challenge. Okay. Like he can keep the ball moving, but he's not really going to make for others on his own accord.
Right. And I think that's what they desperately need. They just need another playmaker on the floor to where Brunson doesn't have to do everything. All right, so let's assume Brunson is going to make both of these. It'll be 109, 112, one possession game. The Pistons can't stop playing offense. You still have to be aggressive. You got to close this game out. You have to play to win, not to lose, or not lose.
Yeah, he hit his free throw, so 112 to 108.
Right. Okay, my bad. It's a 2 possession game. They still need to play aggressive. There's 2 minutes is a lot of time in an NBA game. can't be passive on offense. Like I need Cade attacking the basket or trying to get to the basket, not settling for something crazy. Oh no.
Okay, they have it with 9/10 of a second left.
Yeah, this is a bad possession.
All right. Honestly, I'd give it to Tobias here. He can actually elevate and get a shot up over people.
He can.
Oh! Good idea in theory, just couldn't finish it. Brunson, he's finally waking up. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a finish after all. Yeah, 30 shots this game. Wow.
Yeah. Well, that might be one of the reasons why Cat only has 8 shots. So, yeah.
Pistons ball, okay. You know, it's funny. I think people underrate how hard it is to actually take 30 shots in a game. Like, that is tiring to do after a while.
I think nobody realizes how, like you just said, that does wear on you.
It's like when people are like, well, Allen Iverson took like 30 shots a game like during his playoff runs. Like, do you not realize how like impressive that actually is? Like, most superstars are.
Oh no. Oh, nice foul.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, that's the last thing that they could have asked for. That's Duran's 5th.
Yeah. So bad turnover. 5th foul on Duran. Cat at the line with a shot to tie the game. They've got to keep being aggressive offensively. Like you can't play safe, and that's what they're doing now. This is where Cade Cunningham has to play like the best player of the team. He's got to make a play.
Here we go. No pressure, Cat. Clippers versus Nuggets has to live up to this. That's going to be tough to do. This has been a fantastic series and a fantastic game. Oh my gosh. Oh, but that's going to be... Oh, Knicks ball. So that accidentally worked out for them.
Oh, no. Yeah. So now the Knicks with an opportunity to take the lead. Do you trap Brunson and make them move the ball or something? You know what he's going to do. If he's allowed to play one-on-one, you know what he's going to do.
Yeah, no, I think you trap Brunson. You make anybody but Brunson beat you. He's clearly heating up. Yeah, like if... Oh, yeah. Say, get physical. Throw off his rhythm.
Now this, even though I think
wow.
Yeah.
Terrific defense.
Perfect defense. I'm telling you, these Thompson brothers, just innately gifted defenders.
That is, Asor did his homework. He knew exactly what Brunson wanted to do and read that like a book. My goodness.
Now they need to get a really positive possession when we're inside of a minute to play. Like, if I was Cade, I would even said no screen, like just go. Duran got fouled. Every time they run that, Duran gets fouled. Josh Hart came at him like Ronnie Lott.
Oh, wow. Cat! That was 6 for Cat.
I mean, how much did Cat really play tonight anyway? You know what I mean? Like, He was not impactful this game.
He's there. He had his floor spacing value where the team just puts like you still have to guard him because he's on the floor, but also like he just wasn't effective. I liked when Cat's aggressive.
Right. I like when Cat takes 15, 16 shots.
Yeah, like when he's aggressive and not just shooting threes, but just getting downhill, putting his shoulder into guys, like he's fantastic.
All right, Jalen Duren, you got to make your free throws, bro. We're going to go to a game 7, young man. You got to make these free throws.
Yeah, I'd say you got to give yourself at least a 2-point cushion over Brunson. There it is. Good hit. Come on.
Now, I hope Bickerstaff told his team, hey, if they get an offensive rebound or if they try to get it inside, we foul Mitchell Robinson immediately.
Yeah,
He foul him anyway.
As soon as Mitchell touches the ball, like just grab him.
Right.
Actually, let me rephrase that. As long as your name's not Jalen Duren, grab him. Duren has 5.
Facts.
Duren has 5 and Paul Reed has 4. So if I'm the Pistons, I'm also praying I'm just ending this thing in regulation. Long day.
This commercial with the Villanova kids kills me.
Mm. Say Clips up to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, hold on to that.
Yeah, thanks for the game break. I thought they were going to show something cool. It's like, oh, James Harden's inbounding it to Zubac. I needed to see that, I guess.
Right. Maybe they played Tobias Harris at the 5. I don't know. I would put Harris on Mitchell Robinson and let him foul him. Because but then again, because it's Mitchell Robinson, it's not like the Knicks are going to go inside. They don't run offensive plays for Mitchell Robinson. So yeah. Doran should be okay if he's smart. Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Great defense by Asur. Great defense.
Oh! Gotta get a body down there.
That hurts.
Oh my goodness. Back and forth we go.
This has been this is indicative of this series.
Say,
come on, JB Bickerstaff. Let's go. You got to be able to run something. You could get the Doran move, but I don't know if I want him at the free throw line now.
Oh,
I need K to do something. Oh, damn.
Wow, he missed. Okay.
Yeah, completely. Oof. Well, it's no mystery that it's going to go to Jalen Brunson. It's just a matter of, is he going to get the shot up or is he going to set OG or Bridges up for a shot?
Wow. Yeah. I'll give credit to Mikal. He's played a great game. Efficient 11 of 16. Yeah. Jalen Brunson has attempted 32 shots this game. Clutch Player of the Year, the fakest award of all time, but I digress. Yeah, he started out slow at the beginning, but he's come alive in these last couple of minutes.
He has. I think if this goes to overtime, I think that favors the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because the Pistons offense is just the last, 2.5 minutes, their offense has sputtered to a halt. They haven't done anything. I'm still waiting for Cade Cunningham to, hey, we're not shooting well. I can turn the corner. I can get to the rim. I can get to the foul line. Like, he's got to think that way.
Wow. Yeah, say. With the way this series has gone, like, if the Knicks win it here, I think that would be perfect. Like, a fantastic series can only have a fantastic ending like this, right?
Agreed. And if you're the Knicks, even though it's a home game, you don't want to go to 7.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a clean look. It's good.
As soon as he turns the corner, as soon as he turned the corner, you can see that he used the Source momentum against him. It was almost like the Jordan shot. He got him leaning really hard to his right, and he used his momentum against him. Watch this. When he turns, he does it. He almost does the Jordan move, but he does it so quick you don't even realize it. He pushes off. He pushes off and got away with it.
Here we go. Let's see if they can hit a big shot here.
They're going to need it right now because right now the Knicks are feeling themselves. Brunson just hit this monster shot. This is crazy.
Big time players make big time plays, and that's the biggest of the night, biggest of the series.
Yeah, that might be the series decider. That was a monster play.
If I'm say get Beasley out there, Hardaway. In fact, you don't even really. Well, you know what? You must. Let's see. Harris, Beasley, Cunningham.
Hardaway. Get your shooters out there, man. Yeah, they got Beasley and Hardaway out there. Harris is out there. I don't even think you need Jalen Duren on the floor. I
personally would like Jalen Duren on the floor.
Really? You think you might? I don't know. I wouldn't, because with 4 seconds left and the way the Knicks play defense, I don't think there's going to be an opportunity for a tap in. Look at it. There it is. Is it? Oh no!
That's the series. The Knicks have knocked off the Pistons 116 to 113.
Oh no. That play was set up perfectly for Malik Beasley to catch and raise up, and he looked away from the ball. He looked away from the ball before he secured it. And look, I'm not trying to be funny, but you can relate because that happened against your Bucks too. Gary Trent was terrific, but he looked away from the ball a couple of times.
Yeah, completely agree. And what a season from the Pistons, even though it's over. Like, just hats off to them. Great season.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's what OG just said to Kay. Like, you young guys are coming. You're talented. Look, they will be. I think they'll be better. They'll be more experienced. Jalen Duren is still developing. They're going to have Stewart back. They're going to get Jaden Ivey back, a healthy Jaden Ivey. That could be the tag team partner that Cade needs. I think Cade is still developing. I don't think he's a finished product. So great year by these young Pistons. But look, great defense can still get trumped by great offense. I don't think Asur played bad defense. He was terrific. But when Brunson got him leaning his momentum, he's a lefty, but it looked a lot like the Jordan play.
Well, at least you know Kyle's confident. Madison Square, Washington Square, Times Square, Celtics in 5.
I agree with him. I do. I love the Knicks, but I honestly agree with them. If it goes beyond 5, that would blow my mind.
Yeah, the Knicks like to play methodical. The problem with that is the Celtics are just better at playing methodical than them. So, Jalen mother effing Brunson.
Great, yeah. But also, the Celtics have better team defenders and better individual defenders. So you can put a Derek White on him at different times, a Drew Holiday on him at different times, a Jaylen Brown, even Jason Tatum at different times. The difference between Cade Cunningham, who I'm a big fan of, he's up and coming, and Jason Tatum never feels that anybody on the Knicks can slow him down or stop him, and they've yet to prove him wrong.
And if they didn't like the physicality of the Pistons, look, Drew Holiday, man, he's an absolute nightmare when it comes to physicality.
Did you just see what Gene just posted? Come on.
Oh, I love it. Said it in the clutch. Just didn't think the Pistons had anybody that could match Brunson just going to get a bucket.
Cottrell, you're spot on, man. We were talking about this in the morning, and it came to fruition. They just don't have anybody. Look, not yet. And Jalen Brunson, whether he's a volume scorer or he's efficient, he's one of the most scariest guys in late game situations.
No, absolutely. I hope you guys enjoyed our watch along. That's all we had for you tonight. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. Absolute blast, like always. Mo, do you have anything you want to add before we get up on audio?
No, thank you for the chat. The chat was live. We had a watch along to a great playoff game with a great finish. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you check out all the content we have at Wire to Wire Network. Wire to Wire Network. We appreciate you guys.
And you can catch Mo and I tomorrow morning on the morning show. But until then, once again, we thank you for tuning in and hope you guys have the great rest of your night.
Thank you for tuning in to the And One podcast. If you like our content, you can find more on the Wire to Wire Podcast Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Want more And One? Find it on Wire to Wire. Like and share our Facebook page and join the And One Discord. Grab the link to join from our Facebook. Thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day.